Welcome to Dump Truck Toolbox. I'm Alan, and today we're going to take something that maybe isn't all that interesting and make it downright exciting. Most commercial drivers would tell you that pre-trips are not super exciting, but they're essential. And so I decided to do uh, an interesting pre-trip video and made a couple of mistakes. And so normally this video would not see the light of day, but something exciting happens later on. And that's why this is called the pre-trip Hammertime blowout hauling tail. Okay, so just to get you oriented here, hammer on the left there. The steering wheel, I'm doing some stuff around that. I'm taking some notes on the right. To make this interesting, I put my cell phone in my t-shirt pocket, and that led to two problems. First of all, I couldn't see what I was filming. And secondly, everything is in portrait and I produce videos in landscape. At some point I'll reshoot the pre-trip video, but let's get to the more exciting part of today's hauling tale. The same day as this pre-trip, I was heading down the interstate, and this is not from that trip. There were no cars right around me, and that's fortunate because just about here, all of a sudden, there was a very loud explosion. And I looked in my left-hand mirror and I could see that one of my tires had blown out. Unfortunately, I was able to make my way into the right lane. After I'd stabilized everything, I made my way into the right lane, gradually applied the brakes, and pulled over onto the shoulder. Put on my flashers and put out my triangles. And this is a little later, but this is the side of the interstate, and there is my blown tire. I'm back to the pre-trip. Blown tires on the left. My Hammertime, checking my tires, is in the middle, and then the cockpit stuff is right there on the right. Okay, let's do it again in slow motion. So I'm doing Hammertime, I'm checking all my tires. The tire that blew out is right there in the middle. My hammer comes in, I thump both tires. Both of them sound the same. The air pressure was good on the blown out tire. On the right screen, I've checked my fire extinguisher. I check my triangles. You can hear the click. So, in my humble opinion, I did what I could not to prevent a tire blowout. That was not me, that was the tire. The technician who changed the tire said he thought the casing had failed. I had checked the air pressure, but I did make sure I had my safety equipment, both the fire extinguisher, which I didn't need obviously, and the triangles, which I used on the side of the interstate. When I was a safety manager, I would say you're doing pre-trips for two reasons. First, you want to find problems such as low air pressure before they can cause an incident or accident. And secondly, you want to make sure that you have all of the equipment and supplies you need to minimize the risk during and after an incident or accident happens, such as the safety triangles. Moral of the story is pre-trips are boring but necessary. The other thing I wanted to talk about in relation to tire blowouts is pacing. Pacing is when a four-wheeler falls in alongside a dump truck or other commercial vehicle And usually I think without even thinking, it's sort of like follow the leader. It's like you're in a, a pack and you just sort of hang out and you keep the same pace as the commercial vehicle. And so I've had a couple cars pass me here. That's good. You don't want to run beside a commercial vehicle if you can help it. Um, the tires that we use run over 100 pounds of pressure. They're obviously much larger than the tire on a four-wheel vehicle. There's a lot of energy in that pressurized air. When my tire blew, it literally sounded like an explosion. And if you're pacing me, riding beside me, and my tire blows out, two things are going to happen. First of all, your vehicle is going to get hit with tire debris. All of the lug nuts on my truck have these orange torque indicators, and I check them every morning. They were all there the morning of this trip, but you can see one is missing, and it's missing from the wheel right in front of the blown out tire. I believe it happened from the debris being shot off of the tire during the blowout. If you're right beside that tire, the stuff goes sideways and up and down, and you're going to get hit with that, and that could damage your vehicle, and the damage could cause you um, to have a major incident, even a collision of some type. But the second thing is, when my tire blew, it was very loud, and there is a natural reflex to flinch and flinch away from the loud noise. And so if you're pacing me and you flinch away after the tire blows, you may or may not have a safe place to flinch to, and you're not going to be able to control that sort of automatic reflex. And so you could end up, in this case, moving left, yanking the wheel left to get away from that loud, scary sound, and then you could run into another vehicle, the retaining wall, go into a ditch or whatever. So don't pace a commercial vehicle. There are lots of other reasons, such as the driver may not be able to see you as well as you think, but tire blowout's an especially good reason to not pace a commercial vehicle. Please post any comments you have, any experience you have with blowouts, either on your own vehicle or the vehicle around you. Um, as always, I invite you to like this video if you found it useful or interesting, and subscribe to our channel. That helps other people uh, find us, and it also helps you be notified when new content comes out. So this is Alan. It's good to have you here, and be safe out there. Um, commercial drivers, make sure you're diligent on your pre-trips, and four-wheelers, just don't pace us. Um, so hope to see you again soon on the Dump Truck Toolbox.